everybody. Welcome to the sixth installment of my podcast, Sage and Sanity, where we do a whole lot of cleansing and returning to a semblance of sanity in our lives. And today is a very important topic for me. And I wanted to talk about my spiritual journey and kind of where I'm at right now. And so this podcast is entitled Witch Out the Closet. So we'll kind of just delve into here. So as I have mentioned many times, I grew up in fundamentalist Christianity, and that was my whole life. I wanted to be a missionary overseas till about the age of 24, 25, starting when I was 10 years old. I had heard the story of Gladys Aylward, and I wanted to be a missionary and bring the gospel to all these people and save them for Jesus, and etc. I even went to Moody Bible Institute for part of my education, and my first year of college was also at a small little Bible college, so my life was completely surrounded with the Bible, proselytizing, just everything like that, church several times a week, everything. And I went through a divorce in 2021, 22, and I really started to evaluate and ask questions of what I believe for myself, because I had never really looked into what I believe and why for myself. But it wasn't until this last year when I really started to just kind of delve into a spirituality that works for me. So in 2024, I had met this friend out here in Indiana. And I had already been using crystals and sage in my spiritual practice and just for positive vibes and everything like that before this point for years. Just like quartz and sage and that kind of thing. But I had met this friend in one of my support groups who was very much into all of this, and she had gifted me my first tarot deck. And I remember growing up, it was very much taboo, and it was demonized and told that all of those things associated with that was evil. But I've always felt since I was a little girl that I could sense energies. And when she gave that to me, I didn't feel any negative energy. And I was kind of surprised by that. And the deck that she gave me was a woman empowerment deck, and there's like a self-care to do with every card. And I thought that that was really cool. So I started off with that, and then I've kind of expanded from there. Now I think I own like 8 tarot decks. And I don't use it maybe how some people traditionally use it. I kind of use it as like a check-in. So I'll pick the 3 cards, and I will either do like mind, body, and spirit, or past, present, future, and just kind of check in. And what resonates with me, I take, and what doesn't, I let go. It's kind of like in my support groups where they say take what you like and leave the rest. And it would be the same way when I used to read my Bible. Not everything resonated with me, but anything that did, I would take it. And I have never felt more alive spiritually than I feel right now. I am constantly aware of energy, my attitude, what's going on around me. Spirituality is integrated into my life daily, multiple times a day. And it just brings me a lot of peace and joy. I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of intention setting. I do a lot of saging, as you guys probably can tell from my podcast. And I also do like rituals with candle work and crystals and moon rituals, and mostly what that all looks like is just intention setting and focusing on what I want to manifest in my life, whether that's better finances, whether that's protecting myself from negative thoughts, whether that's loving myself better, whether that's letting go of old patterns that don't serve me any longer. And I've just found so much peace and joy in all of this, and I've really felt like I'm coming into myself, and it all really makes sense because ever since I was a little girl, I've been obsessed with rocks, sticks, nature. I used to make like dandelion potions in my backyard when I was a little girl, and I remember being so happy about that. So I feel like I can kind of connect to my inner child again through doing the different ceremonies or rituals that I do. And I actually have a business called Frost Magical Moments where I make spell and intention jars. And that has been so cool to be able to take my spiritual practice and be able to bless other people's lives and help them to focus on positive and good things. And there's been some really pretty products that have come from that too, so I've been very excited about it. And maybe in one of my podcasts, I'll kind of show you guys about that. But I think the biggest thing for me has been being able to figure out what I believe for myself and make my spiritual practice personal and not have to have this cookie cutter, this is exactly what you have to believe, this is exactly what you have to do to be acceptable. The other thing is it has helped me to overcome a lot of my fears. Growing up in Christianity, I feel like there was just a lot of fear and shame put over me and the people around me, and from the church and the Bible and just everything. And this practice has been so freeing for me. And I just am really excited to continue to learn, to continue to grow, to continue to do what resonates with me and my spirit. And the next 5 weekends, I get to do shows where I'm going to be selling my spell and intention jars. I did my first one last weekend. I'm going to be doing a Renaissance fair, and this is actually my outfit for the Renaissance fair, so you guys can rate it for me. I think it's great. And that's super fun because anybody who knows anything about me knows I love the medieval era. I have always loved the medieval era. And this even has like this cute little potion jar on the belt and like a little money belt. It's so cute. I'm super excited about it. And on the 4th, I'm going to be doing Pagan Pride Days in Indianapolis, and that should be really fun. I'm going to have a lot of new product there. So I'm just really excited to keep on this path, and I'm sure there'll be more to talk about, but this kind of ties into my podcast yesterday, because the fact that women were killed through burning and hanging and drowning because they were witches really hurts my heart, because I am on a magical path and I consider myself an eclectic witch. And so to think of these beautiful, glorious, magical women being misunderstood, judged, villainized, demonized for no reason is heartbreaking to me. So anyhow, I really appreciate you being willing to listen to me, and I'll let you guys know how all of the events go coming up. And I would like to say much love and light. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.